Alright guys, welcome back to the channel here. We are continuing on with the Washburn B-20 base here, and last time I picked up I was just done polishing up the frets, making them look all nice and shiny. And next order here is the new nut from TUSQ, from Graphtec here, and this right here is just a slab of the black TUSQ that I'm going to thickness down to size so that we can make it fit into the slot here. So just a nice slab, a little bit more than what we need, but it's just going to be, or give me the opportunity to actually work it down, cut it to size here, and just make sure that we will get a good fit here. And one of the things that will have to be done first is that I've taken out my bag of sandpaper here for when I'm working on nuts, and they range from 120 all the way up to 2500 grit here. So there are some for thicknessing and then just for taking things down, and then we're progressing up a little finer when we have to sneak up on the measurements and such, and then the finer grits for polishing if that is needed. But first order of business here would be to make sure that we figure out which side is going to be our bottom and which way we're going to face the nut here. And once we have that decided, it is now time to take down the thickness of it here just by going across some of the sandpaper here, and I'll show you that in a little more detail. But this right here is the first order of business. So let me get things arranged and we can start thicknessing this piece here. Alright, so I've just got two pieces of sandpaper lined up here. The left one is 120 grit and the right one is 180 grit. And for taking off the majority of the thickness here, I'm going to start with the 120. And then when I get up and I'm getting closer, I will go over to the 180 grit. And once I have to sneak up on it, I'm going to use a couple of finer grits just to make sure that I get a nice and tight fit. And right now we're just going to take the sides and just square them up. And the way that I like to do this is just by laying it down here and just taking it back and forth. And I'll do about 10 of these and I'll count them. Then I'll twist or turn the blank around. I'll do the same. And that way I can see on the nut itself where I have some spots that I still need to take care of. And by turning the blank around constantly, also counting my passes, will eliminate any wobble or any inconsistencies that I might accidentally sand into the nut, because this is done by hand. So I'll do the passes, I'll flip it around, I'll do the same, and then continue doing that. And I will use my caliper over here to just check the desired thickness that I'm going for. And if you wanted, you could scribe that line onto your nut and you would know when you are getting close, and I might just do that. But this is just a matter of measuring your slot as best as you can, and a digital caliper is good for that. And once you've done that, you can either scribe it on here or you can go by and get it all sanded up and just frequently check your measurements. And so for me right now, I have to take off quite a bit here. I would say maybe a few millimeters, or yeah, maybe a little bit more. So I will be sanding this back and forth until I get very close to the exact measurement, and then we're going to switch up the grits. And before I do that, we can take a look at that. So I will get back to the sanding here, and once I'm close, we can have another look, guys.